Halloween Horror Nights just made their last announcement, maybe? Probably not, who knows? They have one more scare zone to announce, but nonetheless, we're here at the parks. We're gonna give you guys a Halloween Horror Nights construction update, and we're gonna talk about that final announcement in a little. So stay tuned as we check out everything that's going on in the park right now. Instead of going that way to Hollywood like I've been doing typically, I'm going to go up and go to New York. Just see how everything looks that way. So now as we walk through Production Central, nothing's been added. I told you guys about the lights in my last video. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead and do so. There's some on this side, none on this side. But like I said, it's most likely just to project a huge 33 right here in the middle of the ground. Like I said earlier, we had a house announcement today, and it's our 10th and final house announcement that we know of. Maybe we'll get a surprise. You never know with Universal. But it is Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. It is a completely female monsters house. Now, I don't know if all the monsters are female, but we do know it is headlined by females. It is Van Helsing's daughter. It is the Bride of Frankenstein, and it is one of Dracula's daughters. So this is going to be something that we haven't seen before when it comes down to Universal Monsters. It's going to be very fun, very exciting. I love The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. I really enjoyed the first Universal Monsters, and I feel like this will be a combination of the two. I don't know. Nonetheless, I'm excited to see what it's going to be like, but we'll find out soon. And now as we walk through New York, you'll see that there's a lot of stuff going on here. Well, we have the lights that we've seen before, and there's a huge stage. And well, Universal just had their UK press event, and in this UK press event, they kind of confirmed where certain things are going. So it's very exciting to see that this is going to be Torture Fair, or Torture Fairy, depending on what you want to call it. But this is the Torture Fair. And I'll put a picture on the screen right now so you guys can see exactly what that stage is going to look like once it's completed. It's a huge thank you to Universal for giving us this picture. And there's a lot of more things that they showed us as well. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But so far, Torture Fairy, right there. Cool things, very cool things indeed. Now before walking away from the stage here, you can see they have a staircase to go up. Now we know that it'll probably end up being tomorrow, but they still don't have a do not climb sign here. Very soon they shall have one. So it's very exciting times. Nonetheless, can't wait. And from over here you can also see some of the string lights that are in place for what is the Torture Fair. And now as a straight down pan of New York, you can see all those lights. If we come down to Sting Alley, I wasn't able to walk this way last video because there was a big wall in the way. Now, there's not. So we can actually get a pretty good up-close look of these lights. Makes me wonder if they're going to put a food booth here again, or if it's just going to be part of the scare zone. You never know. But one thing I do know is, well, do wonder, not know, is the sidewalk going to be finished by Horror Nights? Because I feel like that's a very good question to ask. But hey, nonetheless, very exciting times. We love some good construction here. Before I move forward and go into San Francisco and the rest of the park, I need to talk about what I told you guys not too long ago. The HHN UK Press event, in which they showed us so much stuff. And I just want to say, I'm pulling up my phone just so I can get an exact name. Shout out to Darren Scott on X, because he's the one that gave out all of this information. So essentially we got to see a couple of masks that'll be used in Slaughter Cinema 2, also confirming a second film that's in Slaughter Cinema 2, which is Mardi Gras Murders. And honestly, I'm loving the little details that both of these movies are in 3D. Kind of makes me think that maybe, just maybe, Slaughter Cinema is a 3D house, or it was supposed to be a 3D house. I don't know. Moving forward from that, we have a look at the Major Sweets Candy Factory actual facade, and a look at Taffy, the character that they introduced in the podcast. As we keep going, we have the Rotting Stone in general. Just a look at the poster and the relic that's going to be in there. If you guys know the story, you know that it's a relic that they find and they put into the museum, and it makes everything go demented and evil. Following that, we have a look at the Monstros. So we have La Lechuza. A nice little look at La Lechuza. Some masks from Goblin's Feast. Some masks from Swamp of the Undead, along with a look at some of the cables and wiring and setup that we're going to have there as well. And then finally, they also talked about Eternal Bloodlines. And they showed one of, well, I think it's just it is Dracula's daughter. Pretty cool. Nonetheless, all this cool stuff coming out from the UK Press event. And shout out Universal, because it's a random little thing. Also, shout out Dan. If you see any like other camera shots today, those are Dan. Now leaving New York, we start to go to San Francisco, and well, we know there's a house location back there, but now there's also some lighting trusses right up there. Nice little additional lighting. We love this kind of here. It's so much fun. But now we keep going straight, and we go towards San Francisco in general and go look at the zone that's in this location. And it looks like they've added some props, at least one prop. Let's get closer and take a peek. The sign that I was looking for is right here. Now this one isn't your typical Halloween Horror Night sign, but it is a please do not climb. So right here, we now know what this is because someone's put pictures up before they covered it up in tarp. I'll put the picture on the screen. This is the Blumhouse logo. It's a giant B&H. Very exciting. It's something that I'm really excited to see. I can't wait. I've been wanting a Blumhouse scare zone for a while. It kind of gives me the vibes of All Night Die-In double feature. So it's very nice. So it makes me wonder if this will actually be the Blumhouse or if they're going to add anything to this. I'm not sure. I'm excited to see how it turns out though, because it's like one of my favorite things. If you guys know me, you know I love Blumhouse, and well, this zone will probably be no different. So it's very cool. Now I'm going to see if they've added anything over here. We have the one truss, so it's very nice to see. I wonder if they're going to put something up there. Maybe that's where they'll put a purger, especially if this is the Horrors of Blumhouse. But back here, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Just very loud Fast and Furious music blasting. I guess we'll find out soon enough. But I'm excited to hear and see what characters are going to be in the zone, how it's going to look. I'm not sure. This is always a very, very congested zone, so putting Blumhouse back here, it's going to be tight. But I can only imagine when it comes time for the show to dump out, when Nightmare Fuel dumps out, and everyone's walking this way, it's going to be hectic. But one big positive here, with this being a Blumhouse zone, does that mean that now we can just see the Megans dancing here? Like, no set times, just here? Because this scare zone typically in the past has had some kind of show or some kind of show element for the past couple years. So adding that here, I think is a good touch. Plus everyone wanted to know, where can we find the Megans? What time can we find the Megans? Putting them here would be perfect. Now, will it be more congestion and more headaches for all of us? Yes. But it'll solve one of the biggest questions from last year's event. Where's Megan? So we walked into Diagon Alley, and honestly, there's really nothing new. There's a lot of stuff that we've already seen, and I pretty much figured that was going to be the case in terms of things that we see here. Fire, hot, just breath fire. But yeah, I didn't really expect there to be anything new. Everything that we're gonna see here is probably already out when it comes to Diagon Alley and the Death Eaters. So I don't think I have to come in here. I'll keep coming through every so often, but I don't think I have to come through that much anymore until the event starts. So let's keep her going. Now moving away from Diagon Alley and going to Fear Factor Live stage show for Nightmare Fuel Nocturnal Circus. Nothing really. There's still a lot of banging back there. I hear all the construction, but like I said, this is something just like Diagon Alley. We're gonna have to wait till the event, or probably week of the event, to start to see things for it. But hey, it's exciting nonetheless, right? One of my big questions is, when is the light that hits on the Men in Black building gonna show up? Because right now, there's no light. But if you're wondering what I'm saying, it's the light that hits that building right there and projects a 33 or an HHN or something just onto there. I wonder when that's going to show up. Maybe within the next couple weeks, but right now, just a whole lot of greenery.
Oh, lights!
Now, we moved away from World Expo and went through Simpsons. There's nothing really over there, but starting to come towards DreamWorks Land, these lights have been here, but these lights here above the restroom are fairly new to me. They're pretty big lights, and it's pretty cool to see. Let's It's right above the restrooms here at ET, and makes me wonder if we'll have like a house entrance back here, or, which I wouldn't doubt it, but I like the lights. I wonder what it's gonna do, what it's gonna project. It'll probably be something onto animal actors, but hey, it's pretty cool to see. So that light that we just saw was over there next to SpongeBob SquarePants, right next to the ET entrance. Now we're coming over here because they've added some more signage. Pardon our dust. This is our favorite sign to see. But it's kind of sad because we can't really do our mirror wave. We still can, but hello. But yeah, it's very nice. It seems as if they've added more speakers and everything. They have more lighting back here, right there. A whole lot of stuff to see. I think I'm gonna love this zone when it comes down to it thematically and everything. But you can see in the picture that they put up from the UK press event, they had a little bit of stuff up there. So maybe, just maybe, we start to see that be put in the next couple of weeks. But for now, who knows? I love that there's so much lighting here, like just so much. There's so much to see. I think this is honestly the most full, flushed out zone so far. Oh, this light's new. This light was not here last time that I was here. Look at that. We'll go straight into it. Woohoo! Oh, it's blue and that's red. Okay, so we're gonna have a lot of blue and red lights here. It's kind of going with the duality of fear that they have. Oh, and speaking of that, last time I was here, well, between last time and now, they've announced 2 more scare zones in general, and I completely forgot to mention them to you guys. They announced Duality of Fear, which will feature Sinister and Surreal, which are 2 characters that are going to be what seems like to be icons for this year's event. Now, I'm not sure if they're like massive icons like an Oddfellow or a Jack, or if they're an icon like Bone. But nonetheless, they have that Duality of Fear scare zone that'll go out into Demon Queens, which is Surreal scare zone, and then Torture Fairy is actually going to be Sinister's scare zone. So this is really exciting to see, and honestly, I'm excited to see what they do with these characters. I wonder what they look like, how they're gonna be interactive, if their touch will be in any of the other 2 scare zones, if they'll be in Swamp or what we think is called Blumhouse. We're not sure because they haven't officially said anything yet, but nonetheless, excited to see what Sinister and Surreal can bring to the table for this year's event. Moving away from Swamp of the Undead / Central Park, we're now going over to Battery Park because they've added a few things over here since the last time that I was here. I feel like Battery Park has evolved so much, and it makes me wonder what's going to be here. They got lights now, speakers, this truck still doesn't have anything, and a TV stand with no TV just yet. Now, if you guys remember last year, hello, the Peacock Bar had TVs just like this. Is the Peacock Bar moving over here? Like, that's my thought process on all this. This whole thing just converting into a brand new Peacock Bar rather than it being a normal eatery. I'm not sure. It's very weird to me. But hey, you never know. Universal does some strange things. But we'll find out very soon. Now as we walk down Hollywood Boulevard or Hollywood, I don't really see anything new per se. It's all the lighting that's been here, the trusses that have been here. We're gonna take a peek in the 5 and Dime and see if there's anything new in there. I don't think anything's been added. I don't think new merchandise has been released, but there was the announcement today of Eternal Bloodlines, so we'll look and see. From the looks of this sign alone, it doesn't seem as if anything's been added, but yeah, no new merch. But hey, I still think this is one of the best designs they've put out. But don't worry, they've probably released a shirt for Monsters, just not today, maybe sometime in the very, very, very near future. But now we have all 10 houses announced. This means we might get a house shirt soon. So exciting times are upon us. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I also want to thank Dan for joining me on today's adventure and getting those really cool random shots. But nonetheless, I'm super excited for Horror Nights. We probably just have one announcement left, and it's probably going to get announced by the time I put out this video. And well, I'm soaked. We have about a month till Horror Nights, over 30 days, and truthfully, it's going to be the best time ever. In just a couple weeks, that medallion is going to go away, and we're going to get the Horror Nights medallion, and we're all going to be happy. We're all going to be satisfied. We're all going to see each other, and we're all going to give each other a big hug. No smooches, just hugs. But if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you're most excited for and what you liked the most that you saw in the park today. Subscribe if you guys already haven't done so. And stay excellent, my dudes.